Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. My name is Melanie. I am a Southern Belle Mel, and if you are returning, thank you so much for hanging out with me again. So today we are continuing the ColourPop Deep Dive series, and I am still have eyeshadow today. So the palette we are looking into is the Dream Street Kathleen Lights X Colourpop. This is one of her first ones. So really like gorgeous packaging here. I'm in love with that. It looks so pretty. But we're going to be talking all about Miss Kathleen's or Miss Lights palette today. I really wanted to have one of the ColourPop's collabs in here just to see if the formula was different with it. And yeah, so really that's why I wanted to include it. So let's go ahead and look into it. It just says Dream Street Kathleen Lights X Colourpop, no mirror. And the color story is gorgeous though. Here we go. Beautiful. It does have the names underneath the shades. So this one does have some things that are a little different than the other ColourPop normal palettes. This one is more of a topper shade. It doesn't really have that much pigment in it. That one does. Okay. So really you have one topper shade. You have a lot of darker shades that you don't see really in their other palettes, like this dark green one. Like the other dark green that's in Good Sports is like a forest green, where this is like a blue green, really pretty. So you also have this like gorgeous red, which I love as well. But I thought it was a very unique, not really unique color story, but all of the shades she put together were unique, because I did multiple looks with this, and I will put the pictures of those in a minute. But I did multiple looks with this, and it was really hard for me to find a look that I really liked. Today I went really safe, which is something that I normally don't do. The only thing not safe I did was I used Twinkle as my eyeliner, which you'll see me doing. But that's the only thing I did that wasn't really safe. So I think the best thing for me to do right now is just go ahead and be quiet and show you a picture of the swatches, and then get into me showing you this eye look. So let's go ahead and do that. So before we go ahead and start, I wanted to make sure you knew that with this palette, I am using my favorite brushes. They are basically two different sets in here. The biggest set is the AOA Studio Paw Paw brush. They're the pink ones here. I have 10 of them. That's just 4 that I grabbed. See, there's another one. So there's 5 of them. The other 5 I have laid out here in the order I need to use them in. But I'm going to be using this brush collection through the whole video. This brush collection is $10.55 on shopmissa.com. So this is my favorite eye brush collection. Now, the only thing I would say that I don't really like about this brush collection is this brush right here. It's super little, but it's like too pointy. I want a pencil brush that's little bitty, so that's why I have this set. This is only 3 of the 4. Again, the other one I'm using, have it laid out. These are the Luxie brushes. We got them in BoxyCharm a few months ago, so if you have BoxyCharm, you probably have them. But they're basically a mini set, Luxie mini set. They're all little bitty. That's why they're mini. They're not short mini. They're little bitty. I'll go ahead and show you the other brush. Here's the pencil brush I absolutely adore. This pencil brush is so amazing. It's the Luxie 141 Mini Round. This brush is my favorite for the bottom lash line. Sometimes I will use this one, but it's like a flat angled. So it works, but this one works a little bit better. And then look how little these two brushes are. They're just super little for those precise, if you want to really get into detail, stuff like that. So I adore this brush set mixed with the AOA Studio Paw Paw brush set that is $10.55 on shopmissa.com. And it does come with this little like this little holder too, so you can take them to travel. So it's really handy. I just wanted to go ahead and throw that out there, let you know what brushes I am using, because I got that question on the last few videos. Alrighty, so to start us off, as always, I'm using a big old fluffy brush. This is the widest one in the Paw Paw collection. It is the E130, and we are using it with Magical right here, this like peachy shade. And I'm taking Magical and I'm just going all in my crease, and I'm going almost all the way up to my brow bone too. See, there we go. Now I basically did. I touched my brow. If you couldn't see that, I did. Totally touched it. So that's all we're doing. Magical. I'm gonna go back into the E130, and I'm gonna go into my next shade, which is Spark, the red shade here. And we're gonna go onto the lid a little bit for this one too, but we're definitely going in the crease quite a bit. But we're not going as far up as Magical. So we're keeping it like in the crease, And then I'm going to take it, I'm going to swirl it around this little thing. I use this absolutely all the time because I like to do what I just did. Pack on the color and then swirl stuff in here. So when I go back and blend, there's nothing on the brush and I'm not going to put color where I don't want it. This is $1 at shopmissa.com. It's just a mini brush-like swiper thing. I think it is well worth it. I have a few of these. But okay, let's go back and blend out Spark. That's looking good to me. I'm going to end up having to add more Spark, but that's after I add the dark shade right here. Which, with the dark shade, we are taking the E131, which is a flat brush like this. And you can see the color I used right there. And we're going to go into Elfish, the dark brown right here. And we're packing this all on the lid. And with this one, I would recommend to not go all the way, maybe not go all the way to the crease when you're packing it on, because you don't want to get the color too far up because this is so dark, and you want to be able to see the gradient from the brown to Magical. So the brown to Spark and then Magical. You want to be able to see that and see the dimension your eyeshadow has. Okay, so we're taking Elfish, packing it on the lid. Make sure to get in the inner corner a little bit too. And definitely the outer corner. Okay. But you'll notice I didn't like go all the way to my crease with that one. So I'm taking the brush, another fluffy brush. This is E127. It's just like really fluffy. And I'm just going to kind of blend that one out without adding anything to it right now. And then because I want it to look real nice, I'm going to go in to Elfish just a little bit, just a tap though. And I'm going to concentrate on this outer corner and then slightly go in. Okay, and now I'm going to go back into Spark with the E130. And I'm going to go back into Magical with the E126. Okay. And now just to make sure that I have Elfish blended out really well, I'm taking this brush. I wiped off everything that was on it. And I'm just going over those edges again. Okay, and then I didn't pack it on as heavily as I did on this one, so it's looking a little sparse now. So I'm going to take my flat brush, go back into Elfish, and repack it on. And this is the Luxie 121 Mini Tapered. I decided I just needed it for a little touch up there. Alrighty, so now for the under lash line, which is it's really super easy, we are taking the Luxie 141 Mini Round, and we're going to go into Spark, which is the red, and we're going to connect it. We are taking Spark all along this lash line. And now I wiped it off, and I'm going to go into Magical just to kind of blend that out just a little bit. There we go. That way it's not like as harsh. So now we are taking, this is the AOA Studio E133. It's actually a brow brush, but it's not good brow brush. So I use it for what I'm about to show you. It's a little bitty. I'm going to tap it into Elfish. Just tapped. And now I'm going to take it and I'm going to tap it right here. And again, I'm going to go back into the Luxie 141, the mini round one, and just blend that. There we go. So now it has a little bit more, has some darkness on the bottom lash line without being like in your face darkness, since we have so much on the top lid. So now for the step that is, you don't have to do if you don't want to. If you notice, I have some like gold liner. I'm actually going to use Twinkle right here, and I'm going to use that as my liner. I'm going to use the e.l.f. eye primer and liner sealer. I'm using the sealer side. I don't know what it is actually in it, but it's like a little felt thingy, and it's just liquid in there, and you tap it into the shadow, and you pick up the shadow. I picked up way too much right then. But you pick up some shadow, and then you line your eyes with it. So I'm actually, I'm going to show you how I started, but most likely I'm going to cut most of this out just because I know it's going to take a minute. Okay, and I'm happy with that just the way it is. They look about even. You really can't tell where the actual point ends unless you like stare at it a certain way in the light. But since I'm trying out the palette for you, I want you to see all the shades, like the mattes and the shimmers. This shimmer in particular, Twinkle, is just so like blinding. So I really wanted to show it to you so you could see one thing that it can do. I think it looks really pretty. So the last step is taking the E132, and I'm going to go into Sweet Dreams, which is right here. Oh, this was Twinkle, by the way. This is the one I used for the liner. We're going into Sweet Dreams, coating the brush really good, and just popping her right there on the inner corner. And then because I want to get it a little more blinding like the other eye, I'm going to spray it. I missed the first time. Yeah. So now go back into Sweet Dreams. And now pop her right there. This one is more of a topper shade, so it's not that blinding. But it's still pretty. And then I'm going to take whatever's left on the brush and just go underneath my brow. There we go. And then I'm taking this brush, which is the Morphe M501, and I'm going to use Sweet Dreams as my highlighter like I did on this side. So the last step I really have to do is my lashes now. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera, and I'll be back to show you the final look. Okay, so this is the finished look. I really am digging it. I think that red just brings out the blue to my eyes so well. Love it. It's like, bam, there they are. But for the palette itself, I like how the shades work. They work just as well as the Good Sport palette. I think they're very pigmented. Magical actually does show up a very peachy shade, and it doesn't just blend away to my skin. Even when I put Spark on top of it, you can still see Magic a little bit, and I like that. I like that I really have that true gradient. I don't know what happened with Yes Please in this series so far, why its yellow was not there, and yet they can make this peach there. Don't really like that, but I like the shades. I think they're very good to use, very easy to use. I like them. They're pretty. I don't like them all put together though. This doesn't speak to me. The only reason I bought this was because I like the packaging, and honestly, I bought it for these two shades. These two right here. I really liked this one, but when I used this one, I didn't like it. I couldn't blend it well, and when I blended it, it would always turn out muddy. I mean, I'm still gonna show you the pictures at the end of the video, but I did two other eye looks with this, and I used this in both of them, and I ended up not loving him. And I guess that's saddening to me, because I really like this eye look. I liked the red, I liked the dark brown. Maybe I'm just not finding a way to use that one quite yet. But after you see the pictures, go ahead and leave me a comment down below if you like those, or if you like the look I'm wearing right now better. But I did think this held up really well next to Good Sport. Really great palette. Miss Kathleen, I do like the shades that you chose. Just not all of them put together because they're not speaking to me, but they spoke to her, and I know that she made beautiful looks with them. I just need some more time with it, I guess, to find a look that speaks to me. Or really, I just want to be able to use this shade right here and make it look really good. I would be so happy if I could just use Water Bearer and I make the best look ever. That's what would make me happy. Okay, but that's all I gotta say. I'm gonna go ahead and calm down, back it on up. Okay. So if you liked hanging out with me today and you want to see more of my videos, make sure to hit that big red subscribe button down below. And make sure to leave me a comment on which of the looks that you like better, either the one I'm wearing currently or the one in the next two pictures. I'm done. Okay, bye y'all.